Uh, hey, hi team. Radhesham here. Let me share my screen. Can you hear me? Anyone can unmute and just let me know. Hello? Hello?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we can hear you, Radhesham.
Okay, just one second. Let me share my screen. So, guys, one second. So, today we are about to start our first session on sourcing. So, let me share my content with you first, and we will start what is the sourcing and how we are going to. Just one second, I'm getting call one, that is important one. Sorry guys. Okay, so basically, let me share you something like, today we are discussing the sourcing part. Already last week we have discussed how, what are the modules for SAP Ariba, and what are the major module we are going to cover. And for that reason, our first session today, guys, we are going to discuss sourcing. So I'll explain you how sourcing will work, what are the important factor for sourcing. So those things I will share with you. See, event formats, we are going to do the testing also. We already have test site with us, and we are going to conduct a demo on that. And first I will explain you how sourcing will be. This is the actual Ariba test site. This access you will get, you can also do the testing whatever we are doing today. You also test your events whatever we are going to learn today. And on that basis, if you have any question, any point of view, this is the interaction. We are going to one-to-one interaction. You can ask anytime, any point if you have any question, any doubt, you can ask directly. So this is the session we need your interaction also. And don't just quiet, or don't put yourself like, any see minor question, or if you have any doubt you can ask directly. Okay, so I'll explain you how sourcing part will be divided, what are the event types, and how it will be the, and all these details you also getting this after our sourcing. Once this complete, I'll sharing this Excel with you for your better understand. And even if it will required, I'll share you with today only itself, to understand better. See, uh, I hope my screen is visible and everyone is able to see this PPT. Sorry, Excel sheet. Hello.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just logging from my colleagues laptop. So first let me share you this event format. So basically, Ariba sourcing have different event formats. On that basis, it will we can create the RFPs, auction, and forward auction also. So here today, I'm going to share you what are those event types, how it is differentiate along with all other events, and how we are going to build up a strategy, our own build up strategy, and then how we have to develop the templates on this basis. So if you see majorly there is RFI, RFP, auction and forward auction. These are four event types we can do. So RFI means nothing but request for proposal. Sorry, RFI request for information. Whenever you want to you want some information from any supplier, if you want to understand any trend, or if you want how to ask some questionnaire to supplier, so that time you can raise RFI. Nowadays what or most of the organization doing, they doing this RFI into this RFP because it is a simply a question. In RFP we can add those questions. Like RFP have three different major types. One first is RFP request for proposal, request with proposal with price breakdown, request for proposal with the total cost. Now how it is differentiate? See, RFP, whenever we have to collect the quotation from supplier, we will raise the RFP. So basically what we will do in that, so we will ask them the question, technical question, whatever the specification, what are the drawings, or if you want have any question regarding any technical aspect, any material or any services related. So those questions first you can do. So that is called a technical evolution. And second is a commercial evolution. So based on that technical and commercial evolution, we will negotiate. We will analyze the supplier quotes. We will check what are the suppliers responded to us. So we will compare all the suppliers, what are the suppliers we have uh, invited for that event. So those things we can do in this request for proposal. Here it is only simple RFP. Like request for proposal is nothing but price into quantity. If you are in a simple RFP, you have to float quick RFP, then you can raise a just RFP, request for proposal. There is nothing, no additional formulas, no other cost term has been involved. You can simply raise price into quantity. Whether take an example, like if you want to take a net landed cost directly for any particular product, like for a laptop, if you want to do a quick price collection, if you need to collect a price, just there is a quantity, you have required a 10 quantity, and simply supplier will put his price, whatever the price for that, so like 10,000. So system will calculate the price. So this is the simple formula for request for a proposal. Are you understanding this thing? Anyone have any question? You can ask. So, so simple RFP. First, this request for proposal have only this formula. No additional cost term or formulas here. It is added. But when we go to this price breakdown, there is a two aspect. If you anyone worked in supply chain or procurement, or anyone have or earlier work on Ariba side, they know that is not only where we get this pricing, only quantity and price. Along with this we will get the taxation, we have loading charges, unloading charges, other insurance, other cost, whatever other cost we are adding here, like GST, loading, unloading, insurance. So this should be considered in this price breakdown. But here there is a one different. If you a buyer, if you know, if you are a buyer, if you are a procurement guy, you know sometimes might be GST will pay by buyer, and this cost will be handled by supplier. So this is called price breakdown, request for proposal with the price breakdown. Because why it is differentiate, why a simple RFP and price breakdown is differentiate? Because buyer and supplier both handling some cost, bearing some cost terms. They have to bear a cost. Sometimes company paying the insurance cost, sometimes they are paying the logistic cost, the buyer is paying. So company know, if I to buy this material I have to pay 18,000 of like logistic cost. In that there is loading, unloading, insurance, in everything has been included, but that cost is paying by organization. But whenever, as in this cost term, if there is a multiple, like this GST is paying by buyer, but loading and unloading is paying by supplier and insurance, so there is a price breakdown. There is a differentiate, the buyer is paying some cost and supplier is paying for that reason it is differentiate. So that's why it is called a price breakdown. Is it clear for you? We are going to check in actual how it is looks in scenario. Request for proposal with total cost, nothing but if supplier is paying all this cost apart from basic cost, this is a basic cost, and these are total cost, like this is the total cost for that. Who is paying this all the cost? Supplier. All GST including insurance, everything is paid by supplier, that is called a total cost. Why it is? Because only supplier is paying all these things. This is the supplier provided, always this is supplier provided, but here sometimes buyer will pay, so that is a price breakdown. This is a simple understanding of this uh, terminology. So I hope you understand. If you have any doubt, we can discuss here. Anyone? At least you can say if you have got understanding on that or not. You can just let me know. Hello?
Yeah, okay.
Are you getting the concept? We are going to check how it is. Now we are going to discuss this reverse auction. When we are going to do the reverse auction, now see, simply we have different supplier A, B, C, and D. Now each supplier has given us this total cost of like 25,000. Okay, so each supplier has given us the total cost of 25,000 supplier, sorry, amount. Then this is 32. I'm taking as example, you can just understand what we are going to discuss. We are going to discuss how the reverse auction strategy we will develop, how we are going to discuss that. And this is the 28,000. Now see, Ariba auction have different strategies to create a event. If you see, there is a rank only lead bid. It is showing what is this. I will explain you. Full disclosure. What is this? Full disclosure with unique alliance, and then rank while winning, and sealed build. So these are, if you see, all other auctions have the same format: rank only, lead bid, full disclosure, unique disclosure. So what is it means? How it will be helpful to us to build up a strategy while creating any event? Like if you are creating bid transformation, total cost, index auction, index percentage, forward auction. Forward auction, bid transformation, Dutch auction, Japanese auction. Nowadays there is one more auction type is here, that is Japanese auction. We are going to check that. So all this auction type has the same format, but how they are differentiate based on their strategy discussion. So here, if you see A, B, C, D, this four supplier has given us different pricing. Now for reverse auction, how we are going to discuss which price we are going to consider for auction. Now at least one price we can take. Which one is the lower? Like A has given the lower price, correct? So at least we can take the lower price. But when we are going to take this lower price, if your specification is specification, then your delivery date, other factor, not only based on commercial, that is one factor we are going to negotiate, but other factors, specification, delivery date, like after sales support, like these things, technical specification, if they are matching, if this is a unique, except like simply for laptop, you decided the laptop for Dell, I we required i7 core i7 1 TB hard disk, and 16 GB RAM. So that is a common feature, and you already decided the brand is Dell. So this pricing for Dell is different. For a supplier is giving same laptop into 25,000. This is giving to in 32, and this is a net landed, means at your home, means at your factory. So this is 28. So we are getting lower price from A only. That time we can decide this is the lower price. These three supplier has given us more than 25. So this is not the best price. What best price we got from A? So that time we will decide we are going to conduct auction on 25,000. Why? Because our specification is same, our supplier delivery date is same, our all other specification, delivery date, common factors like GST, everything has been same for all the suppliers. So still this supply has given the higher amount, so we'll consider this is as a ceiling value. In auction we have that concept. I'll show you how ceiling value, where we are going to put and why this is important. Just to understand, we are going to discuss this again and again. So just to make you comfortable, I'm just giving the example. So once you decide the ceiling value, you will going to negotiate that price. So based on the pricing quantity you already have price, you have base price, you can put in auction, you will get the negotiated amount. How this ceiling value we will decide in this way, this that is a one type, that is one strategy we can say, because our specification, where sometimes there is a differentiate in brand, like we want Dell, either Apple or either Samsung. So these three. But if you see variation of price into Dell and comparative comparison with Apple is very far. That is a double of that. So that time we cannot go and negotiate with Apple and Dell and Samsung. So what we can do the negotiation on based on the suppliers provided pricing. So if a supplier has been given price for Dell, so we can negotiate in that way, or we can make it a line item, like one line item for Dell, second for Samsung, and third is for Apple. So in this way we can create a different line items for that. That is one strategy we can again do. And here we can mention what are the price we get for this Dell, Samsung or Apple. If you freeze the specification, then it is fine. Otherwise we have to differentiate. So in that case, if you have to, if supplier is variation in please see, majorly in some materials, in raw materials or other categories like logistic, there is a uh, we slightly difference in pricing. But in some cases of apex capex materials, so there is a huge difference. Like they have one have different specification, they are manufacturing in a different way. So that time there is a price variation in capex item. So for that reason, what we'll do, we will do the participant specific auction. Like A will put his price, B will put his price, C will put his price, D will put his price. Lastly we will get how these all these things will be, uh, how the price we are getting. So for that reason we will do the second auction, bid transformation, because here we will put the loading for that. How we are going to put that loading, how it will be helpful to us, because it will create a competitive bidding. Because the price, if you see, highest price is 25, sorry, lowest price is 25 and higher is 35, almost 10,000 rupees of difference we have. But we have near about is 28,000, 32,000. This is the second nearest. But when we have to compare apple to apple, then we can put a loading for this reverse this A supplier's price. How we are going to put it, we will check into the auction. Now total cost again the same like RFP, everything like GST, loading, unloading, everything has been put by supplier only. So that is a total cost. Actually we are doing this total cost. So price breakdown we can take consider how it is, like what are the price provided by supplier and what are the supplier buyer is going to handle. So these are the basic understanding of this bid transformation and reverse auction. Now total cost is the same like whatever we have discussed in the total cost RFP. We will directly go and check how it will looks, what are the key factors required to create a event. So for that reason, what basic understanding we required, how Ariba will help you, how to register a supplier, or how to supplier will onboard for any event. So these things, this question, that is actually basic things. This is the just formula wise I have given here. If you want to understand how, what is the RFI RFP, I have here, we have all the explanation. If you go and check, I'll share this Excel with you guys, and you can later on, you can guys check this. Request for proposal, price breakdown, total cost, all these things has been formula wise, it is here. What is rank only? Now what is this rank only? So when we are doing the negotiation, that time a supplier, it is rank 1 actually, rank 2 this supplier, rank 3 this supplier, and rank 4. If you see, it is based on the lowest price, it will given the lowest rank, means best rank for that. So based on that ranking, we are going to do rank only. So supplier will check only their rank. We will not going to show their prices to supplier. This is hide, this is hidden for all the suppliers. It is only we as a buyer, we are going to see. All the suppliers only they can check only their rank. So based on that, they will understand my price is best, L1, L2, L3, L4. So we are going to show them only their rank, what they want to see. If rank with lead bid means what? This rank, it will show prices for this supplier. So 25,000 is, if you want to disclose the price to suppliers, then how it will shows in a way where their rank and lead below also we are going to show. Full disclosure with unique alliances, what will show? It will show the pricing, rank also, but supplier name is like something like XYZ. It will not show the supplier name, but it will show their his rank, it will shows his price, but it will not shows the his supplier name. So that is actual a full disclosure with generic alliances. And unique full disclosure to unique alliances, it will disclose the, if you see, use the auction type to create competitive bidding in line lot based on the prices. Buyer determine the whether he want to supply, see all supplier responses. Participant cannot determine the number of competitors. So it will not shows the cannot determine the number of competitors. It will show just A, B, C, and it is price. So in this way, unique alliances, it will show company 1, company 2, company so on. So it will, here it is show the rank and pricing, but sorry, it will not show the pricing. It will show only the pricing, full pricing for all suppliers. A, B, C, D, all the suppliers, they will show this pricing for each and every supplier. Each other all other suppliers can check what suppliers has been given the pricing. So all this pricing will be display for A, B, C, D. But in full disclosure with the unique alliances, it will show rank, price, but here it is XYZ B C D. The naming is like for that supplier has been company 1, company 2. And rank while winning, once the auction has been complete, then only at the end we are going to show them their rank. So that is actually we are not going to use this strategy, because we want a competitive bidding. So for that, rank while winning, it will create a lot of confusion within the suppliers and buyers. So might supplier will back out their prices though. So most of the time we will use rank only, or rank with lead bid. So these two majorly we will use. This very rarely these two types will be used, but none of we never use these two strategies. Rank while winning we use, but it will create a dispute, it will create a confusion within the buyer and supplier. That's why we are not going to show this rank while winning. And this is a seal build, so that is nothing but a seal bid. We can use envelope bidding, so that this will we will use in RFP only. So for technical and commercial, I will explain you how the seal build will be there. So now we will go and check what are the differences for all these things. Bid transformation we will check later on. First we will check how RFP will be, and then we will create a sourcing event. Anyone have any doubt? You want to ask any question, any basic question, or you want some explanation on any point? Hello.
No.
Okay. Anyone else? Guys, you can ask some questions and we can discuss that. Okay. So guys, this is our homepage of sourcing SLP and contract management, all the module we have here in this portal only. If you see sourcing, contract, procurement, invoicing, suppliers, so I think majorly some guys have first time they have checking this Ariba homepage, but some have already using this. But still, I just need to explain how it will be. So if you see, we have this homepage sourcing SLP. We can configure from here. You want to use this, you can click on this. So that is your major tab where we are going to use. This is your search tab. What do you have to search? Like if you want to search a supplier request, you can check sourcing project, sourcing request, disqualification, qualification, supplier registration request, knowledge project. So any event we can go and check what document we have to search. You can just simply select the what are you want to. If you want to select the sourcing event, you can select and you can put a ID. If you don't have you don't ID, you can simply blank search also we work here, and then you can filter it out by date or your buyer name, and then we can check how it will be going to. If you see here, we have our event status. So like if you see draft, preview, open, pending, and completed. So now what is mean by draft? Draft is means where we are going to create a event. So we have just we are just started to build up that RFP or auction or something, RFI. Preview means already we have published that event, means we have published that event, but it's yet not started. Just we have published the timing yet to yet not close to open that event. It is just in preview. So we have published your event. After 2 hours it will be going to actually live. So what are the events? It is open means it is live. Supplier are about to put their pricing. We have published that event and it is pending with the supplier only. What is meant by pending? Pending means already all the suppliers or whatever responses we have, the response time has been closed. Now it is in pending selection. We have just reviewing, or we are going to discuss our strategy for further what we have to do. If when it is completed, completed means you have already awarded. That awarded means you want to create a PO or you want to cancel that event. In that case it is completed only. So going ahead, we are going to check, we are going to do that how it is. This is your task. If you have any task to uh, approve, or you have to do, some task, it is you have to perform. So this is your to do task. If you see this supplier request for Manam products, I have, it is open for me, I have to approve that. See, if you see this start has approval for sourcing request, it is not yet not started. So this is approved, someone has already approved. And this is contracts. This is for sourcing. If you see some, there is a common action here in left side sourcing. If you want to create a sourcing project, if you want to create a sourcing request, guided sourcing request, quick survey, and templates. So this is a shortcut for you to use very effectively. From here also you can go and on this create, you can use all these options to create a event. So this is the sourcing event whatever, but this is the shortcut for common actions which we are going to use regularly. So this is your recently viewed. So all these are whatever the documents you are working, or any events or any particular these things. So that time you can use this recently view for to access quickly. And here if you see, these all are your documents where you have worked. This is in draft, this is in active, this is approved, this is registered, this is qualified. So based on that, it is, this is your document, you are going to you already working on that. And this is your 1 year calendar, 365 days calendar. Here if you want to go and check any event when you have created. You can also modify this calendar, like in how we have created this shortcut for our event status. In that way also you can manage your calendar. So these documents for review, to do and review, there is a two different task. Review means it is just to review you are not going to do anything, you are not going to approve, you are just reviewing this. So this is just for the your review purpose. But this is the to do. Here you have to approve, here you have to act on that any task. It is for approval, it is for your, you have to complete that task. So these all these things are different tasks, that is called to do task. So we're going to understand how it is to do task differentiate on review. So commodity analysis, you can build up your own reporting purpose. This is the common supplier task. So how many suppliers we have classified, direct supplier, and from which region. So this is a contract of supplier wise. And this is the 12 months event. If you see RFI in draft, I have 196, in preview 1 open 8, pending selection 135, completed 78. RFP 540, preview 5, open 25, pending selection 270, this is 299. So in same way auction, survey and forward auction. And this is your, like earlier you have to this task is open. If you see June 30, so today someone has created one event on laptop, you want to update, you want to act on that, you can create approval for that. And these are the task which is with you, just recent task. Here we have manage. So from here we do the administrative access. Via administrative access, master data we can manage from here, we can create users, we can create suppliers from here. So these are the some important administrative access here. This administration is for sourcing. Now you can just note down if you want to note down, this is important point. So this is the admin. So administration it is for sourcing, this is for upstream. This core admin for downstream, it is used on P2P and other things, contracts. So this for that it is used core admin. And if you see here it is SM admin. Again three admin we have: administration, core admin and SM admin. SM admin nothing but is a supplier management administration. So this is used for SLP. So these three different for three different module. So this is important one for each and everyone. This is the common, and where we can import our master data, we can create suppliers, we can create users, we can create groups, we will create approval process from here. So these are some basic administration access we will get here. And for P2P reason here, we will get the for uploading some users control, for configuration of CIG and everything we will get from these two. These two are very important for upstream and downstream. I hope this is the basic understanding you will get the administration point of view. So this is important one. Someone will ask you in interview if you are going to face an interview in recent time, or if you want to give the any, someone definitely will ask you what are the different administration. So this is the pre-packaged report and public reports. We will discuss later on how it will be the what are the reports we are going to build up, how we can customize our template, and how we will put in these public reports. And lastly, important factor, that is our templates. So we can, from this manage, we are going to create all the, we can access this all these major important factors. Now we are going to create one test RFP. Based on that RFP, you can test it, you can ask me any question, because that this one is the important one. So we are going to create a sourcing project. See, sourcing event, sourcing request also we can create. But there is a, if you know, Ariba sourcing, SLP, these are integrated system with the backend system like ERP, your S4 ECC or Oracle systems. So then we can quote automation, there is a one concept where we can integrate those system, though two different systems, we have that system also. But first we will understand the basic standalone system, and then we will discuss the sourcing request concept. Because PR will create in different ERP, in ERP, that will be converted into RFQ, and it will send it to Ariba through code automation. And that, then we will create a sourcing project from that sourcing request, because for us that is a sourcing request. PR in S4, that will convert it into RFQ. It will send it with the dummy supplier to Ariba as a sourcing request. With that sourcing request, we will create the sourcing project. Now we are not going to discuss that because that is an integrated scenario. We are going to discuss the standalone event. So this is the sourcing project. So if you see create a sourcing project, so now we are going to put the basic information about the, like, title. What is the title for that? Like test. mm, okay. So whatever this asterisk, if you see, it is required field. If I get my cursor here, it will showing the required field. It is means it is important. Whenever you have any doubt about what is this field, why this is important, or what is the common things why we have to use this, you can go and simply click on this I tab. You will get the idea. This is the title of the project. Means whatever RFP you are going to create for standalone, then you have to put the name here. But when it is integrated, it will be from PR side only. So whatever the PR is, name, based on that name, we will create the event here. So that is uh, we will check later on for the integrated scenario. Description no need to put here, because we will going to put the line item level event description. If you want to copy your project from past, guys, this is the sourcing. Actually we have nowadays we have guided sourcing also. So this is actually earlier sourcing projects. So like now, in maybe this year only, this will be going to the discontinue. But most of the buyer has requested, do not discontinue the classic sourcing. So this is the classic sourcing event. Along with that, we have guided sourcing also, the same event. But once we understand the template, because that will be the first, we have to understand what are the difference in guided sourcing template and how we are going to build up that. First we will focus on classic sourcing, and then we are going to discuss the guided sourcing. So if you see, there is a two type of project. So full project, quick project. If you want to buy a one project for the one time, and you want to create a quick project, no approval required for that event. You don't want to add any task, you don't want to involve your other team members, and you want to just do the auction, sorry, RFP on priority basis, then you can go for this quick project. Now we are going to discuss quick project, because later on we will understand how to differentiate between the full project cycle and quick project cycle. Now if I selected this quick project, this is a standalone single one event. But in full project, you can create a multiple event with using with the same sourcing request, or with this event. So you can create a round 1, round 2 RFP, round 3 RFP, then auction, same, using same pricing, you can going to create a auction for that. But in quick project, there is only single one. If you want to create auction, you can create only single auction. You are not going to use RFP, or you are not going to do the multiple round for this. This is the only single event you are going to create. So that is a quick event. Important factor again, event type. We have checked here in this Excel. These are the event types: RFP, RFI, auction. forward auction, RFP, RFI, RFP auction, and forward auction. For buying purpose, we are using auction. For selling purpose, scrap, anything, we are going to use the forward auction. We will discuss later on that point. Now, event type. So if you click on this, the same event type like RFI, RFP, auction, forward auction. If you want to check what is meant by RFP auction, you can also click here. Define the event type of define the type of event. So already we have that explanation for this RFI, RFP, auction, forward auction. We are going to conduct a RFP for that. Now, if you see, there is one option is here, test project. This is important. If you are doing a practice, then click yes. If you are going to create a live event, you want to buy a product for your organization, for your client, then you can put this project as a no. If you by mistakenly click on this yes, it will not consider in your reports, it will not show you in your monthly, quarterly, whatever the reports you are going to publish. That time this event will not be considered, because the reports only fetch the live event, or this is the production event. So if you want to create a main event, then you can just click on no. Whenever you are going to float a RFP for your client, then it should be a no. So currently we are giving the test event, whether though it is a test realm only. If you see here, it is on dashboard, if you see the test. So here you can click on anyone, but most of the time when we are doing the practice, you can click on yes only. But make sure for main event you can select the no. Smart import Excel, we will discuss later on, because we have a lot of options to import on line item level. So if you see, if you want to create an event on Excel, so there is a some scenarios where how many line items, there's simple questions, it should be come from you. How many line items we can create, how many suppliers we can include. So these are things we are going to discuss. But for that, if you want to do that kind of preparation, so you can understand what are the basic things we require. So these are the smart import Excel. So we are not going to use this. We have another option to use the import Excel. So what these are, you cannot go and change these like fields. These are the Ariba standard fields, this name, description, copy form, project, event type, test project, smart Excel, base language. But after this, we have this region, department, baseline spend, target saving, predecessor project, owner, currency, commodity also we cannot change, currency also not change, owner we cannot go and change. But this region, department, baseline spend we can change. We, along with the sourcing, we will get the 5 field as a free. We can use, we can modify it as per our requirement. If I want to put uh, along with this, I want here plant, my whatever the plant or my buyer names, then I can use additional field for that. So I can put, what you have to do, you have to simply request to SAP, we need a separate field for plant here. My plant, we have 5 plants, and these are the list of that plant. So we have separate file for that. That is called, actually, whenever you are going to do any kind of implementation or any kind of support, so that time we will use this enablement of workbook. Here we can put those events. Here we have option, we can use this format to put these all these things, like we have the options for that. One second. Workbook enablement, data collection, field data, sorry. He. So 5 fields for sourcing. If you see, custom field, that is called a custom field. So you can ask them in which language or in which format it should be. So for that, if you see available custom field and how the answer type for that. So if you see, so that you have to decide how it should looks, how, what are the answer type. So if you see test, no, this should not be changed. Calendar, if you want to put any additional field, you can refer this file, ask SAP, to put the this field in my header of sourcing event. You can mention all these things, and you can also, if you want a mandatory field, you can also make it mandatory. If you want it is searchable, you can also make it searchable. If you want some condition, you can also put the some condition for that. So 5 fields, up to 5, it is free for sourcing. And for pick list value, if you have 5 multiple plant, then you can say this is my plant. I can create here one event. Sorry, I'll put the header field name like plant, and this file you have to give to the SAP Ariba. They will say free text. Reportable, yes, always it should be reportable. You have to just select the, so this file will be provided by SAP only. Whenever you are going to enter in any project, your first job to get these workbook enablement file from your uh, means support team, that is from SAP. So that guy will provide you the Excel sheet, all this Excel sheet. So basically it will help you to the build up custom fields, your master data, your suppliers, existing suppliers. You want to disable or enable some things, like if you want to do only quick projects, so you can disable these things. So but where you can request from that workbook enablement file. So that is very basic understanding of these things. The file will be explain you when your project will start by SAP guys. They will explain you how you have to fill up, and what are the important things, and what are the key points it will. So you have to just explain to your client. SAP will tell you. But most of the times, like for project, which projects you want to use, how your event type you want to use, this field creation, your legacy suppliers uploading, master data uploading, that time we will use that workbook element enablement of file. So that is the major use of that. Is it clear? So now what I did, I have created this region. So this is not a standard things, but you have created India IND. I have put my pick list value. If you see what fields I have added, if I want to add, I can go and search. This is my pick list value. I can choose the multiple. Why it is showing multiple? The option has given to put this name as a multiple. If you see, I have selected 3 different countries. If you want to put that in that way, you can put, or else you can simply select single. See, this is a multi selection option. Okay, so this option is giving you multiple choice option. But department, you can select whether it is multiple or single. If you see, this box is considered multiple actually, but when you are selecting this currency, it should be a like single. If you see, you can select only one, any of one. So this is not going, we are not going to select, because we are, by default we have USD. So that is only we are going to. Baseline spend nothing, but if you want to add your budgeted or something like that, you don't want to explain that, you don't want to go further that, then it should be a baseline spend. So if you want to put, you can put target saving. If you want to save at least 5-10%, or you can mention here 10%, at least this is the target. So then it should be a kind of things that your target saving. So these two, most of the organization not using, because anyway budgeted value it will in as per side they will decide. Also we can put here commodity. This is a important one. So like if you go and check this commodity, this is the UNSSP, this is Ariba one. Now if you want to use your own custom commodity, you can also modify this commodity. We are going to discuss how to use this commodity code, how we can modify it according to our client requirement, or our organization as per as per our organization. Is it clear? All these points are clear to you? Then we have to select, see, this is the external. If your system is integrated with your backend system like ERP, whether it is sandbox or development or quality or production, the system ID will show you here. This is also integrated, but we cannot use this because this one is the different one. If you see, I have selected DSL 400 client. Now it will showing document type, what document you have to create contract, what is the category for that. So these are the basics thing, but we are not going to use anything. Okay, so here we have templates. So template is nothing but pre-configured things for our client, or we are using the Ariba standard templates. So for each and every RFP auctions, whatever we have shown in here in Excel, for that reason we have separate templates. Okay, these are nothing but a template. This RFP, proposal, price breakdown, reverse auction, bid transformation, all these are the auction. We have separate template for this. So these are the standard templates we can say. Using this reverse auction or using this bid transformation, using this total cost, we can build up our own templates. These are the nothing but the templates name. So now we can go and check whether our template, which one is the our template. Now you have built up your own template. We can select. If you see RFP template STRPs, these are the already pre-configured and used by students only. They have created their own templates. Request for proposal with total cost. If you see request for a proposal with total cost. So this is the template, standard template. So it is showing you here why and where you can use. So we can select this simply. We have create option here also, and it is very easy to use Ariba sourcing or any Ariba module. If you see, it is highlighted in blue, all other are in white. If you see, we have option to create here also. So you can just simply create whenever you are out of the system also. You can ask that supplier what is the highlighted in blue, so you will understand. So you can just ask him what these are the see rules, team, suppliers, content, summary. That's it. You can just keep in your mind whenever you are doing the auction interview, what are the steps you are going to follow to create a event. So these are what are the in rules. We have some set of configuration. If you see timing rules in rules, bidding rules, then we have currency rule, project owner rules, market feedback action rules, and then management board. That is a nothing but what are the how we are going to set this. So if someone is stuck in creating the timing rules, we can ask him where you are stuck. He will say I'm in rules, I am not able to update the time for any event. So you can say them, you can just let me know where you are standing. So in timing rules or bidding rules, the formula, these are some rules we have to select. There is a team, suppliers we have to add, content means our nothing but our line items, and then summary, then we can publish our event. Now see, it is showing response start date. So you can select my response will be started from today at 8:30. I'll put 9 p.m. Duration, see, simply there is a strategy. If you are creating a RFP, maximum time for 7 days, minimum time for 3 days. So that is strategy we are already using, but it's up to you. Sometimes the commodity market, like if you are going to buy any chemical or some commodity market, steel, the market is fluctuated, like daily prices has been changing. So what we do, in the morning we are doing the RFP, in afternoon we are doing the auction. We are directly negotiation that same day, two events. First RFP, then auction. For RFP, we will provide the time, and for auction, it is 30 minutes. Simply, we will decide the strategy and we will finish the auction and RFP within one day. So that is based on the commodity. Why? Because that a commodity market, chemical and steel. The market is fluctuated day by day. So that pricing is decided by in the same day. But for other, like if you are buying some capex material or any other raw material or any other things, then you can give the 7 days of time or 6 days because we have to check the specification for that. You have to supplier needs to be evaluate the pricing, current pricing. They want to evaluate the dispatch date. They want to consider all these delivery dates and all these things, loading and unloading factors, then their profit and everything they will consider, and then they will provide you the quotation for that. So that is a different thing. So maximum times you can provide in minutes, hours or days. So maximum time we will put for here, we will put in for this purpose we will put in hours. I'll put 3 hours because we are going to discuss here only. So reminder, how we will set the reminders. So in 3 days, 3 hours, you can, if you want, if you are giving the days, if you are putting, so when enable reminder for due date, so no need to follow up with the supplier. System will automatically send them a message that your event has yesterday published. Till now you have not accessed that event. You need to put a your pricing, and then this reminder will be start. So starting a reminder from second day, if you be publishing the event today, then from tomorrow we are starting our reminders every 1 day. If our event is like 7 days, then we will giving reminders every after 1 day. Last reminder, like your due date is after 5 days, you can say 1 day before. The last reminder I can say uh, on before 1 day. So that time it will be automatically system will send the reminders for that supplier, and you can just click on, first you have to click on enable reminders for due date, otherwise it will not set. So this is important, then you can click, it will, system will automatically send reminders to them. So now we are not going to configure this because we are not using that. Set review for period for line item. Just 1 second, let me drink a water, huh? Just 1 second, sorry, let me take a, oh. Hello.
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you.
Okay, sorry. Okay, then we have, in timing rules, we have put the due date when our event is starting on 30th 9 p.m. and duration for that event is 3 hours. We can put in days, minutes and hours also, or else we can fix it. So we will fix that on 30th 9 p.m. it will start, and all other like it will close on July 5th, so and so time. So that also we can do. So we can put the fixed timing for that. So that is also possible. Either you can put the timing, or it should be or fixed for that. Set a review period for lot or item close. So this should be, we will discuss later on. It will create confusion right now, but I will tell you how review period will work. It will better you can understand in auction why this review period is important. Estimated award date we can decide later, no need to put this estimated award date, because sometimes might we will increase this RFP dates, or sometimes we will negotiate. So this estimated date award date we are not fixed, so we can put later on also. It is not important also. Now these are the important rules. You can crack your interview based on these event rules only. Bidding event rules, every interview will ask question on these bidding rules. Allow participant to submit bids by email. It means simply you are allowing supplier to put a email bidding. But when, how it will be possible? If event is like, when set yes, participant can submit email bid. Must participant improve their bid must be set to no. Now where is this option? Must participant improve their bid by, so this option will open Scoring will not going to use. Okay, that option is hidden here, but I'll show you how it will be. So that option needs to be set to no, because competition improvement, it will not be able to do in that, because you, once you submitted the price, it will submit it. You cannot go and change your pricing through email bidding. Once you submit it from mail, it will submit it. If you want to change, you have to come to you have to log in into system and then you can change. But there is a major factor. If you are using this email bidding, then you are not going to change the or improve your bid once you have submitted. If set to no, participant must sign in to submit response, means they can access their bidding from email only. If they want to put the pricing, they have to log in into Ariba. If we have set the no, then only they can put the price. Otherwise, email will not accepted for other events, like we are going to log in into system. Then it will not be allowed it to suppliers. Enable scoring on participant response. So scoring we are going to use when there is a technical evolution, because how our technical specification we will score, so that is important for scoring. We will check it later. First we will understand the concept of material, these things technical specification also we are going to put, but we will discuss this when we are going to build up our template. Now that time we will use the scoring bidding. You are going to put your scoring, you have to build up your own template, you have to test it. We will discuss that, and then we will clear your doubts. Okay. Enable scoring, it is important for technical bidding, envelope bidding, and major organization are using technical bidding. So that time we require this enable scoring. So this is important factor, don't miss this and understand how we are going to use that. Once you understand the templates, then we are going to build up this enable scoring. Okay. Require participant to give a reason to decline a bid. That is, you can mention yes. If any supplier has declined your bid, they don't want to participate, you can ask them why you are not using, why you are declining the bid. If they don't want to put the price, some reason is behind that, so you can ask them what is the reason. Sometimes the line item is mismatching or some specification, if they don't have the quantity for that, any X reason, it is better for your auditorial purpose, because your management definitely will ask you why that supplier has declined the bid. So that time you can say this is the reason we have asked him to decline. Before submitting that, it will submit it to your account auditor. Okay. Currency rule, like by default, if you see on, before that we have by default currency is USD. If you want to create event in multiple currencies like INR, Chinese, if your suppliers from globe and different currency in different location, and they want to put their price on their currency only, so that time we can use the currency rules. So what we have to do, we have to put the exchange rate for all the bidding. We have to show currency exchange rates to supplier. We have to set currency from here. We have also option in data import export, where we can put our exchange rates. So that exchange rate, if you see INR to USD, new rate, exchange rate for, so in one file we can create a multiple these things. This is only INR to USD, so this exchange rate we can set for that. So this is the basic understanding. If you see here, you can also change that currency rule, but today we are not going to use. Later on we can use, and you have to test it. Project owner action, enable document URL terms. This is even I haven't used this. uh, by default we will from template level will disable this option. Market feedback, can owner see response before event close? What it means, you are a buyer. If you want to check the responses, what supplier has been submitting the responses, whether he is able to log in, whether he is not able to provide his pricing, what pricing he has by mistakenly supplier has put some X amount, and that is going to create a huge confusion later on. So for that reason you want to check the pricing, then it should be a open. But if you are using envelope bidding, this option automatically will not work, because envelope bidding is nothing but seal bid bidding. No one can check the what supplier has put the technical configuration, what he put the pricing for that. We are going to check. We are majorly focusing on sale bidding, and for that reason this owner can see response before event close. For this event we can, yes, we'll go to the next point. See, active observer, what are the team members, how we are going to involve them, what roles they have to perform. See, active observer nothing but if you have management team, they want to check this event, they want to see how it is going, what suppliers you have invited, how buyers suppliers has responding, what terms and condition you have put, what quantity you have given. All this if your management want to check, then you can go and add them as a active observer. Nothing but you have to create their user, and then you can see all these are users. Any users you can select and you can put. Currently we are not going to use anyone. Administration, anyway this is the project owner and you are the admin for this project. You are the sole responsible for this project. Global observer, it is automatically sourcing manager, commodity manager, custom manager. Now the question where we will understand what is the role of these groups and what users, what is meant by this project owner, what are the access for that. So I'll quickly show you one excel, and then I'll share that excel with you. Next time in next session you will ensure that you will prepare, you will learn that user roles, and I'll show you why that is important. Quickly I will explain you how the that is important one actually. See, we have a lot of so those users, whatever users we have, they have something access, they have some access control, and they should be responsible for that particular task. So here, okay, that is, see, for sourcing, whatever here, these are license users. If you see, it is clearly mentioned here. U means user license. T means team member rules. T1 means that is one more these things. So but user access, admin is also a license consume. Whenever anyone asks you which user consume the license for uh, user access, so if you providing, if I'm accessing, I have the access for the commodity manager, then I am consuming one license. We have 5 licenses with sourcing, 20 team members. When you are going to buy any client, that time they will use got the access for 5 license user and 20 team members. So if you are providing this access, if you providing this user group or this access to any your team member or for you, then you are consuming one license. If you are giving multiple access to any member, then only it is consume the one. But for one member, if you are given the junior sourcing agent, then it will consume one license. What is the role of junior sourcing agent? If you see here, it is mentioned X, and if you see, go and check here, create a quick project and full project for sourcing. So currently I'm creating event, correct? It means I have junior sourcing agent role. I consume one user license already. Now, second important, require approval to publish event. If a junior sourcing event he is creating, he could not publish his own event. Then who will approve the event? If you see sourcing approval group, those user have the approval access for this sourcing approval. He will publish the event. Publish event for without approval. He will approve the event. If you see, approve and publish event submitted by junior sourcing agent. That's it. So likewise for sourcing SLP common, these are the general administrative groups, team members rule. So most of the time these team members are important. If you are currently we have manager, he is not going to approve anything. He don't want to register, he don't want to create any event, then you can give him the internal user team member role, or you can give him the like if your legal team is that, then you can give that legal team member role. So these are the team members rules. So and these are important: customer administration, event admin, and surrogate bidder. Surrogate bidder we will discuss later on in this event only. And reporting purpose, these are the required. I'll share this Excel with you. You can go and check what are the rules. Majorly you can focus on these 5 rules because this will consume the license. And what are the common administrative rules, later on you can check. Clear? Let me go back to our event. So these are the, if you see global observer, if you are a member of surrogate bidder, now I'll explain you what is a surrogate bidder. Surrogate bidder in sourcing, it is important role. If your supplier is not available for participating in event, then on behalf of supplier you can also submit the bid. But this is a very tricky user group. You can only put your name here, but don't misuse for that team, this particular group. Most of the time what happening, buyer will use this for surrogate bid. They will invite supplier and they will put the pricing on behalf of supplier. But this is a auditor point. You have to submit a explanation for why you did the surrogate bid. So then you have to mention supplier is not available, he sent me the message. You have to put that things in loop for management also, because that is a, it will clearly show that is this is the surrogate bid. I'll show you how it looks. So this is simply, if your supplier is not available, you can use that. Very rarely you can use, don't misuse for that particular group. Now see,
One question, Radhesham. When you
yes,
talk
yes.
about surrogate bed and the supplier is not available, is it, are you saying that they are not available in Ariba network, or where are they not available?
So for event purpose, sometimes he will travel, or sometimes he will not able to access his laptop, or some reason X reason he is not available to participate in that particular event. Then only we can use the surrogate bid. Supplier is already registered on Ariba network. He will be the active member of your organization. The supplier is already participating in some events, but in X event he is not able to participate. That time only you can use the surrogate bid.
That means it is only a, mm,
Emergency we
available
can
to
say.
participate on a certain kind of a bid, because if I
Clear.
float an RFP, which I have
Hmm.
already set a fixed date, let's say for a week from today, so that means
Correct.
he has a time to respond to that bid for 1 week. So if I'm
Correct.
using a
Correct.
surrogate bid, because he can do it within 7 days anytime, whether he has an access today, tomorrow, or day after tomorrow, he can do it. So at what
Correct.
exactly, at what time this surrogate bid come into play?
Sir, as I already given one example of commodity market, like for steel, if you want to buy a steel, then there is a
Okay,
commodity market. Day to day it will fluctuate the market price. If you are doing an
right.
event on today, and supplier is not available to participate in event, but it is
Uh,
your key supplier, that is important one supplier which you don't want to miss from your event, or you want the pricing from that supplier. So you can call them, you can take a SMS from them, or you can simply tell them to email them that whatever the price, and that pricing you can put in that time you can use the surrogate bid. Otherwise no need to use the surrogate bid, because it is a auditor. I'll show you how it looks in event actually, and
okay,
why I'm
no
telling
problem.
you.
Yeah, yeah,
Got
yeah,
it, sir?
no problem.
I
Yeah,
hope
yeah,
you
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
yes, yes. So that is a surrogate bid. Now uh, we are at our third option: rules, teams, suppliers. Whenever you are going to create, these 5 options are not going to change, so you can just remember these 5 rules. So right now on a third point, that is a invite supplier or Excel import. See, if you are more than 10 suppliers, if you want to Excel import, you can do. Simply the supplier is already in your Ariba, you have already created that supplier, you can simply search by name, you can simply filter it out by region, commodity, contact name, or you have more than option. Like if you want to check What are those options? You can qualified status, commodity category, regions, contact name. By these filters, you can search the suppliers. You can configure in your own way. Here is the option. Okay. So now it is like India. If you don't want to use this, you can simply deselect this option. All the supplies, like not only the Indian supplies, I want to use from the globe. And if you don't have the name like test, I'll search. Let me check here. We have any test supplier. If you see this test suppliers, we have VB suppliers, JSK. These are the test suppliers. Now if I go and check for the laptop, it is showing laptop category. It is automatically, these are the preferred supplier. Actually, why it is came, it is commodity. For this commodity, these are the preferred suppliers. So I'll select randomly this test email ID, this test second one. If you see, these two suppliers are the same company. If I selected that, what will happen, I will explain you. I have what I did, I have selected the suppliers what are already registered. Now you want to create, you can create a supplier from here. We are using sourcing, that's sorry, SLP, supply lifecycle performance. That's why no need to create suppliers from here. We have separate module for that. That's why I'm not going to create any supplier or supplier request. I will explain you going ahead. Today we are going to focus on supplier source, RFP and auction. Tomorrow we are going to discuss the templates, and next week we are going to focus on SLP. So for that reason, we are not going to create supplier here, but we will definitely learn how to create suppliers. So you can, I'm just selecting the suppliers. I just click on this. See, all this has been added automatic. What is mean by incumbent, response team, registration status, qualification, submit initial bid? Incumbent means if you have any supplier like legacy supplier, that is important. Now for me, VB supplier is my legacy supplier, and these are my new suppliers. So how can we differentiate what are the pricing difference between my current supplier and my new supplier? So for that, you have to mention this supplier as an incumbent. Anyone know this concept earlier? Incumbent suppliers, anyone has used? Our legacy supplier or our day to day supplier, that is called an incumbent. So this is the difference between this incumbent. Maybe someone will ask you, what is the response team? Why it is important? Now this Eton technology, I have two different users. The company is same, but how can I take a two different pricing from two different user? So what I'll do, I'll put them as a response team, because the company is same, user might be different. So I'll put them as a Eton technology. Now supplier A, either Krunal or Kaushika will response. Anyone if response, that will consider as a Eton report, Eton's response. So that is called as a response. So registration status is unknown. We will check qualification, if it is qualified or if it is register, in register, whatever. Submit initial bid means if you want to put any submit initial bid, then we can use. If you want to remove, you can simply select in this checkbox, you can remove. Set clear, nothing but if you want to clear this incumbent, response team, initial bid. If you want to take initial bid for this supplier, you can click on select and put initial bid. We will not using initial bid, we are going to create a fresh RFP. Invite another participant, you can go and search. Excel import also, you can, from Excel you can import the supplies. Basic things we will first discuss. Now we will go to the next. We have already added three supplies, A, B, C. Okay. Now if you see, I have by default, I'm getting this introduction, commercial and pricing. Nothing has mentioned where is my technical things, where I put my technical, where I put my commercials. Now pricing is just your commercial terms. You can mention your payment terms, payment method, your other cost terms, like if you want transportation, GST, you want something like you, if you want to mention, you can simply mention here. But pricing, you have to create your line item here. Introduction, you can mention. On template level, we will configure all these things. No need to, for every event we are not going to create and mention all this. Introduction about your company, about your RFP process, about yourself, buyer contact persons you can mention, and you can make it as a default field, so that we will manage on template basis. So this introduction we will later on we will put as a default. Commercial terms. Now you have a task. You can identify your commercial terms from your organization or on Google. You can find it out. We will put that commercial term, payment method, transportation details, loading unloading related, insurance related, or any other commercial terms, any other technical terms we can use here as a reference. So you can create your own. So you can just identify, that is your task. Now let's create a pricing. What pricing line items? If you are creating, this is a standalone event. That's why we are going to create a line item. Otherwise, if I am using integrated system, then what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll click on this pricing, and I will go, and there is one option. Oh, one second. Here actually one option will be then like from sourcing request. So content from sourcing request, currently that option is not here because the system is not integrated, I think. So that's why it is not showing. But here we have one option, that is content from sourcing request, so that we can directly select. So what will happen, whatever the you have mentioned in your PR, whatever the line items, whatever you have created the master line item, so that will automatically come here. So laptop, whatever the line items, quantity you have put, delivery expected date you have put, then your taxation you have put. So all these things will be here automatically along with that sourcing request. So now we don't have that. So what we have to do, we will create our own. Don't worry. So we are what we have to do, we can create a lot, we can create a line item and question. These things majorly we are going to use. And section, this is nothing but a pricing is nothing but a section. If I'm creating a section, I'll create here technical bid. So if you see, add inside or later, add later, this is a 3.1 I'm creating. I'm just checking, this is the fourth section I want to add after the 3 point. So now this is the technical bid description. Don't want to put visible to participant. Do we want to show it to supplier, yes or no? You can select yes. Yes, after gate access, what does it mean? Gate access is nothing but we are going to any if you are using any website, they will ask you, uh, are you 18 years old? Then only click on yes. If you are 18 years old, then you can access the particular file. Otherwise it will directly remove you from that. So that is kind of gate we can put. If you want to put something kind of questions for that, then only you can use this access gate. Otherwise no. So visible participant, yes. Team access control, if you want to give the access for particular, so this, so I have envelope bidding, that time I want my technical team only access this, not the commercial team. Buyer will not access this particular section. So what I'll do, I'll put my technical team here to access this particular section. That's it. So I'll later on we will create our finance information, that this group only, those members of this group only access this section. Otherwise no. Visible condition, visibility conditions are important for each and every things. So here I'll not explain, later on I will show you how it looks. I'll create this section. See, this is the section like introduction, commercial terms, pricing and technical, but this is a section. Now I'll put a question in here. Okay, now question I will put in technical bid actually. I'll put question here. Okay. Now what I did, I have selected technical bid. I put the one question, please share the technical specification. I'll put here some information about this question, why we are using this. So section under that we are asking one technical specification, commodity, region. If you want to select, you can select. This is a non-mandatory field, but whenever you are putting the pricing, that time you can select. Visible to participant, yes. Team access, again this is the question. Additional editor group, apart from you, if you want to add someone who can edit this question or edit this section, then only you can use this. Response required for the line item, this response, yes, we require the response from supplier. Technical specification, it is important for supplier, so we need the apply line item or these things it is showing. Read only participant, unit on extended bidding, participant bidding. One second, what I selected, I think I selected a line item. I haven't selected question. So okay, this is the question, sorry. Okay, so this unique name, like if you are no ERP fields, your company name have different SAP unique name. So likewise here in Ariba also for this field, this is the unique name. So that is used for the mapping purpose. Later on we will check in integrated scenario how it looks. So this is the important one. Is this prerequisite question to continue with your event? Is this prerequisite? No, we don't want to make it as a prerequisite, otherwise it will not be participate. This is the important, how you want to answer for that question. Answer type, we have multiple option type. Text single line limited means you have 140 character of limit. Text single line, so you can mention in single line. Text multiple lines means text in multiple lines means you can mention like up to it's not, there is no restriction for to text single line limit, but it should be a limited, you want to read or supplier needs to be answer, but it should be a short but sweet. So there is no restriction, but here we have limited, here we have single line limited more than 140, here we have 140 character only limited. Whole number, decimal, date, money, yes, no, attachment, certificate, address type, percentage, quantity. Now certificate, address, we have additional add-on or very advanced in supply SLP. So that time we will discuss this answer type. But right now we are going to use this text multiple lines because we want technical specification. Supplier will put, do you want reference document? Do you want to share a reference document to supplier? Then you have to attach here. Visible to participant, yes, we are going to show this to supplier. Now participant can additional comment and attachment. For this reason, if this technical specification required a attachment, then you can mention yes, or additional comment, then you can mention yes. Use participants specific initial value, if you want to provide some initial value, then you can select comment also, and attachment it is not mandatory right now, but you can mention. Team access control, you want to mention or restrict to someone, you want additional group. Visibility condition, now what I'll do, I'll create a condition for next question. Okay, and if I selecting use initial value yes, then I'll put the initial value here, but we are not going to use initial value. If you see, for all the other suppliers we can put the different specification or different things, but initial value for this reason we are not going to use. I'll click on done. Now I'll create 4.2 where I'm going to use the condition for this question. Now what I am using is MSME certificate. Do you have MSME certificate? Visible, yes. Array shit, again it is like line it only. Sorry. Technical build question. Okay, so here I'm using yes no. Okay, participant response required. Now we have three different. Not required, yes. Participant requires means supplier will provide answer for this question. If yes, owner required, so buyer will provide the answer for this question. So most of the time we are using this one, but for other sometimes we require a response from owner also, that time we can use this. So this is as on when required, you have to decide who will respond for this. So participant visible to participant, yes. Additional comment, no, not required. Initial value we don't have, and we can click on done. I'll create a one more question. Now we have asked the MSME question. Now we have to take the certificate details. Answer type, we can say certificate, or we can say attachment. If you want whatever, you can take a certificate. In certificate we can also create an attachment. So now he needs to attach a MSME certificate for that particular. Response required from participant, yes. Visible to participant, yes. Additional, no. Now here we will create a condition. What condition we will going to create? Do you have MSME certificate? I'll create yes, and answer should be yes. Then only this if the supplier selected no, then it will not open. So we have created the visibility condition for that this question based on the 4.2. So if you see here, we have view condition. If you click on this, do you have MSME certificate? True means, do you have MSME certificate? If I select yes, then only 4.3 will be open, otherwise it will not be visible to suppliers. So we have created the technical bid. Now we are going to create a commercial points. I'll drag this up. Simply you can drag and drop you if you want to change the sequence for these questions. That is very easy. Line item. So I'll explain you lot what is the difference between line item and lot. Lot is nothing but if you want to buy a desktop computer. So what they have, we have multiple line items, like we have screen, we have monitor, monitor, CPU, keyboard, mouse, then we have different things. So that's why that is we can put the separate, we can take a separate pricing for that. So that is a lot. For computer there is a four line items: monitor, CPU, keyboard, mouse. So that is a four line item. But sometimes laptop is a single line item only. So that's why I'm using Dell laptop as a single. I'll put the specification here in description. Dell. If you are using integrated, no need to put, because already those details will be considered as a additional comment. So in that, these things is already mentioned. This is standalone event, that's why we are putting. Otherwise in integrated system, no need to put anything, just need to publish the event using the, we just need to add the supplies. 1 TB hard disk, 16 GB RAM, then 14-inch screen. What are the other, I think whatever another specification you want to put, you can put in this way. You can also, if you want to highlight, so this we can update the size for that. But right now I think this is disabled for this test. But you can also highlight these things. You can increase the text font for that. Commodity, yes, here we have to select the commodity, we have to select the region, because this is the, for our reporting purpose it is important. We can down to here we are going to do the spend analysis. So based on the commodity, based on the users, based on the region, so we are going to do the spend analysis. For that reason we need this. So make sure your buyer need, every time they will select this commodity and region. So as a consultant, we every time tell them that you can select, otherwise your reporting will be mismatched. If you want a clear cut reporting for your commodity wise, region wise, your buyer wise, your plant wise, your department wise, then you have to select these option. We can make a we can also make it in mandatory, but right now it is by default non-mandatory here. Using SAP help, we can make it as a mandatory things. Otherwise, this event will not be go on next things. Team access control, additional group, that is clear. Response required for this line item. Yes, if you click on no, buyer will decide. If they want to, if they don't want to give the response for that, he will not submit the response. I'll put it currently no. We will select on behalf of supplier the lots. We will create 2 3 line item and we will select which one is the important. This is the mandatory one. I will make it mandatory. Apply line item for all the lots and line item. We are not going to use this. We will create yes. Read only participant no. Extended bidding. See, there is a two types of pricing we will take: on all quantity, all units, or per unit bidding. Now I have 10 quantity, so supplier will put the pricing for uh, single unit. So it will system will automatically calculate the cost for all 10. Or if you want to participate bid on all units, mean for 10, then you can select this option. So directly supplier will put the pricing for 10 quantity, so it will automatically change the formula. But here if you see per bidding, supplier will put the pricing here. Now for the comparison purpose, if you have a historical price, don't put any price in RFP here. You no need to put the ceiling value or initial price, because this is the anyway supplier or supplier will going to put the pricing in historical price. If you are in historical in past 6 months or 1 year, see every material have procurement team will provide you the historical price, but make sure it should be a recent one. Either it is maximum 6 months or recent in last month or day by day. Otherwise it will create a huge confusion between you and that buyer. Historical price is last 2 3 years back and now you want to buy it, so that is not a fair comparison. So that's why when you are going to put the historical price, it should be a latest one. I'll put here 15,000 USD dollar. Reserve price, if you have any budgeted or if you want to put the, but don't put, no need to put here because budgeted is already from ERP we are going to see. So this price you no need to put here. You can put this historical price. Why it is important? If you click on the update totals, see price into quantity 1,50,000 USD, it is showing. Formula is working for us. Now I have, see how supplier will put the price. If I am putting as a supplier just for the calculation purpose, no need to put the pricing here. My formula is working. If you see, I put the 12,000, sorry. So 1,20,000 minus, sorry, 1,50,000 minus 1,20,000. Historical price minus initial price means supplier's initial price will be minus from that our historical price. It will show you the saving for that. So 20% saving I got. So this is the how saving will be calculated in sourcing. That is the example. Is it clear? So that's why we require the historical price to compare the historical price and current price, and then on that basis we will decide how much money we have saved, how we are getting the current market. So that is important for uh, putting this historical. Don't put zero, other it will show you the minus calculation for this. So this is the one thing. Now here if you see, this is a simple total cost formula. So I don't have any additional cost term. So like loading, unloading, GST, nothing I don't have. But you can also add from here. But right now we are not going to add. We are configuring on template level terms and condition, because there we can show. I'll show you the how to create a formula for that. So terms, nothing but GST is a term. Hmm? And your requirement, like you have cost term. GST will be calculated based on your extended price and your whatever the GST percentage. So that is a term. GST is a term. I will explain you how to create formula and term. So cost term and term we'll check later on template level. So if you see, you can also go and edit this. If you want to edit this, you can click on edit. Total cost, this is a total cost formula. Answer type money, acceptable value money, we'll going to check later on. So response required, participant required. So once participant given the basic cost, it will automatically show, but that time you have to put as a yes participant requires, otherwise it will not be calculated. Delete, set participant specific value when it will use. I have given one example of ABC supplier. I have put the ceiling value as a 25,000, otherwise as per the specific, if I put it like here, participant, when we will use this format for auction, not for the RFP, but as a Ariba standard, here also they have auction. So for Eton, JKC and VB supplier, so these suppliers can put their different pricing. We can put their pricing whatever they have quoted. Now for RFP, we are not going to put anything because we are going to take a set a date decimal places. If you have two or four, sometimes if your client is using two decimal, four decimal, so like you have to put how many decimal set you have to. So you can put the decimal places like four, change the number of decimal places this item only, or change the decimal places for the all content. But like after the dot whatever you want, so I'll click on done. I have created this line item, so I'll simply copy this. I'll create one more line item quickly. I'll go and edit this one. Okay, quantity I'll change. Now I don't want to invite this supplier in this. I'll remove him. Okay, I just want these two suppliers. You can simply remove or add participants here. Reset invitees, you can also reset, or you can click on done. One more point, for that response is required, here it is not required. I'll put two suppliers and response required. For first line item we did yes and invited three suppliers. Here this is not a mandatory to put the pricing, and we have invited two suppliers, so that is the different things. So you can combine these things. I'll go ahead. Now I'll get the one error. What is that error? Enter a future time for the event. So we put the 9. So this error you will get, and sometimes buyer will not understand what to do. So you can just simply ask him to go to the rules and change this timing. Now it is almost 9. I'll put manually only. So 9:20. This is already 9:17. So I'll go to the summary. Now you can go and check what you did. Check this name, check this event type. If you want to create RFP or by mistakenly you are selected auction, then it will create use. Then you can just check test project, yes. Make sure for test it is test, for production it is no. Currency, commodity, you can check the target saving price. You have mentioned your external system, your observer, team members, bidding rules, what timing rules you have selected for 3 hours, response required for decline BDS, and all the suppliers, all the technical and commercial specification. I'll publish. Now on behalf of supplier we are going to put the pricing. See, it is already in preview period. I'll quickly access this surrogate bid to respond this supplier. Now I'm redirecting to the supplier. For supplier, this is important. You can check the time remaining in preview. This is 1 minute. So we have set review period for line item, that is different thing. This review period for event. Okay, if you see, for we have 5 tabs for creating an event. For suppliers it is 4: review event detail, review accept, select lots, submit response. Here we have download content, review prerequisite, decline bid, print. Now we have take the if he's declined the bid, we can take a response from him. Now if you click on review prerequisite, whatever it in blue, just needs to click on that. You just go and select the bidder agreement. If you see that this is the bidder agreement, by default Ariba will provide, but we can also modify it as per our terms and condition. Click on OK, submit the agreement. OK, now what will happen, I have selected the bid agreement for one supplier, correct? You can go and check some suppliers. Now if I go to system and I'll check this supplier should show this supplier has been accepted the agreement, but yet not selected the lot and he's not intent to bid. We have to, I'll show you. I'll come back here. That is important to understand what is the this thing, because how you are as a consultant, how you are going to check that, what how you are going to monitor event. So that is important one. You come back to recent view, go to the supplier. You can check this supplier is selected the agreement. Now what I'll do, I'll select this supplier, I'll go and do the surrogate bidding for this supplier. I'll put the pricing. So you can also monitor the supplier has not submitted the price. This is the intent to bid. 3 different aspect of that status I'll show you. Even that is also a question for interview. What are the states? Now this, if you see, this is the mandatory what we have selected, but we haven't invited this supplier for second line item, correct? Now you have just need to click on confirm selected lot and line item. So we have invited this supplier for only one. Now introduction, commercial, technical terms. If you see, 3.2 is still not showing. If I select yes, it will show. If I select no, this is the conditional question. Okay, I'll not put anything. I'll put price of okay, one second, one status is pending na? Just 1 second, we'll come back. Go and check status for this supplier. Now we have selected, we are intent to participant. That is the this supplier has accepted the agreement. This supplier has an intent to participate, means this supplier has yet not submitted the price. Now we are going to submit the pricing for this supplier. I'll go and now see, supplier also participated in events. This is completed event, he already participated. Now this is status is open, means our event is here because it is already open. Now time is 3 hours. If you see, we have put the pricing sorry, timing here, it is showing. I'll select review prerequisites, accept the agreement, click on OK, submit OK. By default I have created line item. This is I have selected as yes, and this is I have selected as a no, not mandatory for the supplier. If that supplier wants to give the price for that apple, he will select and he will confirm the lots. But for Dell, it is mandatory to him to put the pricing. If your supplier is not able to accept, you can simply ask him to go and change. If he don't want to give the price later on, he can also deselect. Again he will confirm. He can select and deselect any point of time. Just need to go to this third option, select line items. It is clear now. So I'll, this is the, please share the technical specification. Okay, Whatever the technical specification he want to mention, he will mention. I'll put yes. MSME certificate, yes. Now I have to put the details for that MSME certificate. MSME issuer, MSME Indian government publishing 2024, certificate number 3456. In SLP we are going to check this all this in detail. Supplier location, effective date of that certificate, expiration, when it is going to expire. So you can put whatever the supplier has, he will select. He put that it is expiring on attachment. We don't have any file here. So any file, any attachment, there is a he can put, because Ariba have a lot of options to edit these things. We can check what are those options. We have, see, I have created this file. I'll select description. If you want to mention, you can just click on OK. Now MSME certificate, before he selected yes, but for this option MSME he needs to be select MSME, then we have to click here for details. It will mention the details and click on OK. Now the pricing, the commercial, so technical terms we have already did. Now pricing, so I'll put okay. Update totals. Once he updated, he will check what are the price. 4,65,000 for this, 1,51,000, 3,15,000. Save draft. If you want to submit later on, he can submit. Compose message. If he have any doubt, supplier have any doubt, he will simply message to buyer. I have one doubt. Excel import. If you have 10 line items, you can simply export. Supplier can export, and he will responses through Excel. Later on, we will going to explore this option. Simply submit the response. So that is, see, your response has been submitted. Thank you for the participant. Supplier has submitted his pricing. Now timing is remaining 2 hours 53, but supplier has reverted back. He just put the price. If they want to revise their price, they can go and change their price within that 2 3 hours, whatever the time is remaining, 2 hours 53 minutes. If you see, Eton Technology has submitted the price, but if you see here, that is a one circle that is called a surrogate bid. And also in reports we can see, this is our incumbent supplier. We have invited, accepted one, invited three, accepted three, responded only one. But there is a total two bids. Lot 2, question 1, total surrogate bid response is 1. Total response is 1, and there is a, that is a surrogate bid. So this is audit point. They will come here, simply they will check, oh, this is the surrogate bid. Eton Technology buyer has submitted the bid. So now they want explanation on that. So this is the sign of surrogate bid. So make sure it is used only when there is a actual requirement, or if you want have to submit, like sometimes it will for buyer it is easy, but most of the time don't use it. Confirm selected line item. I'll put the pricing for the supplier. No, I'll submit. Click on OK. See, if you want to revise response, they will go and change the response within this time. Otherwise, no need to change the pricing. two supplier, all those suppliers are like surrogate bidder. These are sub participated, this supplier is pending. Now you can tell them that you can also compose message and send him that you can just respond, or you have already reminders for that. So no need to call them or no need to follow up them. Automatically system will show. So this is new supplier. We just go and change the add the pricing. This is for Dell laptop only. Response added. We haven't invited him for Apple. Now you got the pricing for all three suppliers with the technical specification. You can download this report. Here how till the time remaining we will reduce this timing. See here it is pause event, extend timing, reduce, stop event, cancel event. In this two, if we stop this event or cancel this event, sorry, in this case it will show you the completed status. If you want to check this event later on, this document number, it will show you as a completed. Here you can reduce the timing, extend timing. I want to reduce the timing, so I'll put 2 minutes, not hours. I'll put in hours. You can just mention 2 hours again. Now it is remaining 49 minutes. What I'll do, I'll reduce 48.